Jake, is BYU a top 10 team in the country?
Not quite. Not quite. I see a lot of fans, a lot of people on Twitter saying, "Oh, really quick breaking news: Richard Sherman is signing with the Buccaneers." So
Oh,
that's a
wow.
nice little pickup for them. Quick little breaking news there.
I don't know if it is or not.
We'll see.
If he's going to play safety, that's a good pickup. As a cover corner, I think Richard Sherman's best days are well behind him.
I would agree. So anyway, just throwing that out there. But yeah, is BYU a top 10 team in the nation? Not quite yet. I think a lot of people want to stretch and say that they're better than let's say a team who I believe is sitting at number 11 in Ole Miss. And my biggest thing with BYU right now is they haven't had an opportunity to play an SEC team, and that's the problem. The top 10 is loaded with SEC talent, and I am not 100% confident that that BYU can beat SEC talent yet. Just to be quite honest with you. So, are they a top 10 team in the country? No, in my opinion, they're not quite yet. If they win again this week, then I think you have to start kind of talking about it. Like again, BYU is at 13, Ole Miss is 12, Ohio State's 11. Do we think BYU could beat Ohio State? I think that's a little bit of a stretch. In Provo, maybe the chances are better, but BYU's not doing what, Oregon did. BYU's not doing that. So that's why I say when I look at this top 10 stack, like I look at number 10, you got Florida, at number 9, you got Notre Dame, and at number 8, you got Arkansas. Those three teams right there, to me, are all going to give BYU a hell of a fight. So, no, I don't think that BYU is a top 10 team right now. And I think BYU is going to have to win a couple of games to break into the top 10. Frankly, if we're being completely honest, they're going to have to get to like 7 or 8-0 to break the top 10, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's asking a lot right now just because there's no proving ground. And that's why I think yesterday's announcement about BYU and Notre Dame next year on October 8th in Las Vegas is such a big deal because it brings you that 2022 schedule's a ball breaker, man. Like it is, you're starting on the road at USF. Remember, there's no Utah next year. Like as you lead into Big 12 play, you're going to get tested quite significantly for the rest of this year and all of next year. And I think BYU is not a top 10 team because they have not earned that yet. You have two teams in USU and Boise coming up. You got to beat Baylor. There's no question about that. And who knows? We're going to do Pac-12 power rankings here in a minute. I don't know what USC is, frankly, and I don't know that anybody knows what USC is. But this is the week where we all move into legit versus not legit because guess what, friends? Saturday, it'll be October. And,
Hell yeah.
You're playing your first Friday night is September 1st. You're going to be playing your first football games in October this weekend, and it's moving season. Because you just don't have as much time. You're at the quarter pole, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a situation where you're 4-0 and you're top 15, you're 13th in the country. I don't know that it matters. That's, I guess, the other part of this conversation. Does it matter right now that BYU's not ranked in the top 10?
No, I mean, it doesn't matter from like overall. I mean, I just think that BYU fans and fans in general, college football, that when BYU is good, it's good for the sport. And I think that, getting into that top 10 it would be a huge accomplishment for the program, I think. But yeah, I mean, being 25% done with your season, I would say, like you're not, it's not world ending that you're not top 10. I just think that for BYU in this schedule, you're right. Like, I think they got to get past, you got to win, Utah State, Boise, and then you got to beat Baylor. Those 3 games will take you, obviously, to 7-0. And I think once you start getting 7, 8, even 9, once you're in that territory, now they don't have a choice because you're not going to put a 9-0 BYU team at 11th and a 10 or an 8-1 Ohio State team at 10. Like you're not doing that. That's just not how it works in college football. So I just think you got to keep winning games, keep winning football games, keep looking good doing it. Don't have any stumbles or close ones that you win by a field goal, win comfortably, and you're going to be fine. That's my honest opinion on it.
Well, and I think we all know when we get to the playoff, perception is reality. Your resume is going to matter, especially when you're an independent. You're going to need to be impressive. So I would agree that, you need to pound Utah State this weekend by 14 points. We'll have a pick for you on Friday on that game. I just think when I look up and down the rankings in college football right now, and I think you're asking an awful lot if you're asking voters to put, to put BYU amongst the top 10 teams in the country. Because I think there are some real power football teams in the top 10. Um, and with all due respect to what BYU's done, because I think they have earned a lot of people's respect. I just don't think that you're Alabama, Georgia. I think you're on par with Oregon. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I think Oregon is lofty. I think they're overrated at 3. But Penn State, I think, is a much better football team. Iowa, Oklahoma. I think BYU is probably better than Cincinnati right now, who's 7th in the country. Arkansas, I think, is absolutely one of the top 10 teams. I don't know what is.
But like with Arkansas, they're a Cinderella story, right? I mean, they're a story where they're that feel good program right now. Like, so they're getting a lot of hype out of the media. Not that they're not that their 4-0 isn't legit, but you're just seeing ESPN's covering them a lot. Like they're getting a lot of run that way. So that's why I say teams. If I'm BYU, the teams that I'm looking at, and I'm like, okay, these are some of the teams that we're going to be looking to jump. When we win these next 3 weeks,
yes,
we're going to be looking to jump Ole Miss at 12, Ohio State at 11. We're going to be looking to jump those guys because Ohio State's already got the one loss, obviously, as we've talked about so much on this show. I would assume that Ole Miss is going to have a loss by the time you get to the 7th and 8th round of college football. Florida's already got a loss. So I start looking at all these teams who've already lost. All those teams are automatically under BYU if BYU gets to 9-0.
But I don't know about that because who's Florida's lost to? Alabama. And granted, that's a loss at home at the Swamp. But I think I don't know. Florida's a very good football team.
See, and this is the great debate.
Yeah. I think that the interesting question is, do you believe that BYU can hang with the best of the best? I don't think they're within 17 points of Alabama.
Yeah.
I don't think they're within 17 points of Georgia. I do not think they're within 10 points of Penn State.
What about Florida? Because I feel like Florida's the middle ground.
Florida is just so damn fast.
Yeah.
Florida has athletes. Those athletes next year will be actual football players. And I think next year Florida is going to be a much better team. Right now, I think Florida is vulnerable. This is what I say about Oregon. Oregon's getting a lot of credit for beating what's turning out to be a mediocre Ohio State team.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Oregon's lofty. I feel like Oregon can be beat.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Penn State's better than Oregon, in my opinion. But that tells you the respect that Ohio State gets. The answer is I don't know. You look at a team like Coastal. Coastal beat BYU last year, essentially ended their season last year.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, Coastal is 16th.
Mm-hmm.
Why is BYU ahead of Coastal? Because look at the opponents they're playing.
Yeah.
They're playing 3 P5 teams. And USF, who's not going to get a lot of love from anybody because, frankly, they're not very good. You rested a ton of players, as now we know. So I don't know, man. I think BYU's right where they should be. I think they're at 13. They've earned that respect. I think this weekend in the top 25 it's
huge.
It's bananas. I mean, you look at Alabama against Ole Miss at Bryant-Denny in Tuscaloosa. It's game of the weekend.
Yeah.
That is a huge, huge football game. And so when I look at the way Ole Miss is going to lose, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I say to myself, well, you know what? If BYU handles their business in Logan on Friday night, this is going to be a moot point because I think Ole Miss is going to lose.
Yeah.
Now, the bigger issue, if you really have to and you're desperate to be top 10, if Alabama loses, if Alabama loses, that's not good for BYU getting into the top 10. But
it's good for a college football playoff if they get to that point, though. You're hoping they lose.
And I look at Arkansas and Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia's number 2, Arkansas's number 8. Huge game. I look at Michigan, Wisconsin. Huge game.
And I think you make a great point. Like, I'm not confident that BYU can hang with the SEC. That, I guess, is my hesitation. I'm not confident that BYU can beat Ole Miss. I'm not confident they could beat Florida or Arkansas. Obviously, it goes without saying Alabama. Nobody's on Alabama's level.
But look at Cincinnati, Notre Dame this weekend.
Yeah, could BYU beat either of those teams? I think Notre Dame is probably a bigger challenge than Cincinnati, but Cincinnati is very good. I don't know.
Game's at South Bend, so I think you're going to lean Notre Dame in that game.
By the way, can I just say really quick, I am super excited not to have any dating life this weekend, so I can just watch football endlessly this
Well,
weekend.
so wait, you're not going out with the teacher this weekend?
No, because she's out of town. She's on a trip. She's going somewhere.
Always got an excuse.
Okay, sure, whatever. I'm just saying, can I not just be excited about football?
Nope. Nope.
By the way, are we taking care of the flag situation out front of the house?
No.
You got a Notre Dame flag. I can't hang it right now.
Get laid and you can touch my flags. Anyway, the point is
Blowing in the wind.
exactly right. The point is, it's a big weekend in college football. So,
Yes.
by the way, don't overlook Greg Schiano beating Ohio State this weekend. Don't overlook that because I think there's a chance that happens. Let's see. Spencer Morgan says COVID talk already. Well, we were talking NBA.
Yeah, we kind of went down the rabbit hole. Sorry about that.
James Knight says officially fully vaxxed from yesterday. Nice. Teams like BYU and Cincy need 2 or 3 undefeated or 1-loss seasons before they're taken seriously. Well, BYU's in that second season. I mean, the year they put together last year, and now you're 4-0, and you have a legitimate shot to be 6-0. You know, you're going to get to middle of October.
People are paying attention to BYU. Let's be clear on
there's
that.
no doubt
Let's
about that.
be very clear. People are paying attention.
No doubt. Josh Lovren says as long as Notre Dame stays in front of BYU, they won't sniff the college football playoff and possibly an NY6. I think if BYU wants to lock up a playoff spot in a New Year's Six Bowl, go undefeated.
Yeah, simple as that.
That's always been the edict when you're an independent. It really
And
has.
there's no chance that I don't believe that Notre Dame's going undefeated. They are always a 1-loss team.
Cody Strickland says, I'm pretty sure I traumatized my children last night. I sent you a video.
Oh, was that on Instagram? That was you?
What happened?
Okay. So this morning I wake up, right? And I'm like, man, all right, it's so early already.
I ain't got no
Cody
video, man.
Strickland, if this is the video that I, remember from this morning when I was half asleep.
Uh-huh.
Cody Strickland, if memory serves, had one of those, you know how they make those huge fake black spiders? You know, the big ones?
Yes.
So he had one of those and threw it. There was like a situation in the bedroom and the kids were there and he basically scared them all. It was pretty funny actually, but I was very confused because I was still groggy waking up. And I was like, all right, I got to look at this again later. But that makes sense now because I had never seen that account on Instagram. Someone had tagged me in the post and I was like, who is this person?
Okay.
But that makes sense now.
Okay.
Thank you for clarifying.
Gabe Lovely says, taking nothing away from BYU, Arizona is clearly a P5 team in name only after losing to NAU. No pity for the kitty. Yeah, I have no love for Arizona. Arizona's not good.
Yeah.
Arizona is not good.
Nah.
At all.
Nah.
But I think we also saw that BYU didn't run much offense. And really, they didn't show anything offensively or defensively against Arizona.
Yeah.
So, but Gabe's right.
As long as you got the win, that's all that matters.
Jeez. Tanner Plummer says, who would you guys start versus Utah State, Jaron or Baylor? We've talked about this ad nauseum. If he's healthy, you're starting Jaron Hall. I mean, that's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Edgar Garcia says, that's savage AF with the spider video. Well, you'll have to show it to me because apparently Cody Strickland only sends stuff to you now because I'm just not good enough.
Okay, let me try to find it on the fly here real quick.
I got a crazy headache working right now.
Really?
Dude, I'm telling you.
Okay, let's get into it. There's no rules on this show. Talk about it. What the hell is going on here, man?
And I don't know. It's not dehydration. I drank my ass off yesterday.
Okay.
And peed all day, like me and Nighttime Pee Guy were just chilling in the cut last night.
Yeah, you guys have a great relationship.
But you know what? I had stopped drinking I'm taking my protein at lunch or earlier so that I'm not drinking protein at night so that Nighttime Pee Guy is uninvited.
Right.
Last night we went and worked out, and for whatever idiot moronic reason, I chose to drink a protein shake at 9 o'clock last night. Duh. That did not work out well.
Yeah, that was not a smart move.
Slept terribly. My this COVID thing, my left arm is killing me.
Is it throbbing? Is it just it hurts?
Right now, I can't even move my arm, and it hurts.
Yeah.
And I slept on that last night. That was part of the issue. I was super hot. I don't know, man. And now I have this crazy headache. I don't know. Is this the vaccine again?
Maybe it's the vaccine kicking in. Yeah. I don't know.
Damn. Frankly, last couple of vaccine shots I got, I felt way worse than this.
Yeah.
But now, I just have a sinus headache all of a sudden.
I was very grateful that getting the Pfizer vaccine did pretty much nothing to me. I was very grateful for that. So I don't know. I mean, that's something to monitor for sure. That's something to monitor.
I survived surgery and now I'm going part cyborg. Ooh, Nyguy's back.
He's
Nyguy's back. Good to see
Okay.
you, buddy.
Let's
Glad
go,
you
baby.
survived. Spencer Morgan says, welcome to Old Man Biological Functions Talk. Okay. James Knight says, Jake, easy with the throbbing chat.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
I was just asking if your arm was throbbing.
It is throbbing.
Yeah.
It really is throbbing. How bad is the Pac-12 right now?
I think it's a mess. I mean, it's worse than years before. I think, we were looking at Pac-12 power rankings last night, and most people. The problem I have right now with most people's opinions on the Pac-12 is that they're putting a team in, Utah. With all due respect to Utah, you're putting Utah ahead of USC.
Well, I think you have to.
I don't know about that. I legit. Why do we have to?
Well,
What exactly have they done?
USC has been an absolute dumpster fire.
But with all due respect, like, are we not saying that about Utah? They're barely scraping out a win against an awful Washington State
Right,
team.
but the difference is they did scrape out a win.
Yeah.
And USC got their beloved Keaton Slovis back, and they did not scrape out a win. They got embarrassed at home against Oregon State.
But does it count for nothing that and this is kind of my logic for having USC a little bit higher than they are and why I think they're getting shade thrown at them. They were a completely different team with Dart on the field.
Yes.
And I think that it's not fair to, yes, they lost the game, absolutely. But what I'm getting to here, my point is that when you put Slovis back on the field and all of a sudden they can only put up 27 points, that to me is the issue, So that's why I say I don't think that USC is actually the 8th best team in the Pac-12. I think they're probably like 4 or 5, somewhere in there, when Jackson Dart is playing football. But right now he's hurt.
I don't know about that. When Jackson Dart was on the field, if he was on the field, they would have beaten Oregon State.
And that's why I say that,
but they didn't. And so you can't give them credit for that.
Yeah.
So I look at. I don't
Oregon
think
State
there's.
is 3-1. Like it's annoying.
I don't think there's any doubt the top 3 teams in the Pac-12, in my opinion, are UCLA 1, Oregon 2, ASU 3.
Yeah, I can't put Oregon State at 3, dude. Like a lot.
I have Arizona State at 3.
I know. I was looking at a lot of people last night, a lot of articles and stuff, and a lot of people have Oregon State at 3, and I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. I agree with you. I also kind of agree now that we've seen Ohio State more that Oregon win at Ohio State wasn't as big a deal as it was at the time. However, they are 4-0, so that's why I put Oregon number 1. I think if Oregon and UCLA play, which they will down the line, that's going to be a hell of a football game, and I think we'll finally get our answer. So to me, again, just so we're all clear, I have Oregon, UCLA, ASU, and I think BYU would be number 2 on the list if they were in the Pac-12.
Oregon's got 1 win.
Yeah.
Ohio State at the shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Because Stony Brook, Arizona, and Fresno State are not impressive wins to me.
But is Fresno State a bad loss? Because obviously UCLA has that. So is that a bad loss even though it's not a quality win?
I think it is a bad loss. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they fought Oregon tooth and nail. That was a 1-score game.
Yeah.
But I look at Oregon, and I understand it. Listen, Mario's got them playing good football. I love the discipline we saw about the kid who got a penalty for spinning the ball.
What did you? So a lot of people didn't like that. You liked it.
I loved it because it's jackassery. I mean, you're a nobody, and you're picking up a penalty for spinning a football.
I was a little surprised it was a penalty.
Get your ass back on the sideline, man.
Yeah.
Like you're a nobody. You're a nothing.
Yeah. Well, wasn't he third stringer? I think.
Yeah.
Right. Something like that.
You just don't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, he's got Anthony Brown playing really good football. Anthony has not turned the ball over. CJ Verdell's having a really good season. Get into the meat of the Pac-12 schedule, and then let's talk about how good you are.
Yeah.
Because you beat Ohio State, and Verdell was unbelievable in that game. Their big playability was on full display. But you know what? I think that you're going to have a pretty easy run up to October 23rd when you go to the Rose Bowl to take on UCLA.
Yeah, that's going to be a game, bro.
And
that's going to be
it's their game of the year.
Yeah.
Because, then it's Colorado at Washington State, Those are 3 wins. Oregon's better than a struggling Washington team right now. You know, the question is, you know, what is the rivalry game at the end of the year? What does Oregon State look like this year? You know, because if you, and again, not trying to downplay anybody, but I look at Oregon State, you know, like you lost to Purdue.
Yeah.
You know, and granted it's on the road, but you're 3-1 because you've beaten Hawaii, Idaho, and fucking SC who can't throw the football.
Oregon State is not the 3rd best team in the Pac-12.
Well, right now I think a lot of people would disagree with that. I think it's ASU.
Yeah.
My personal opinion is I think it's ASU.
Well, we're gonna see, right? I mean, they have UCLA this week, so you know.
Yeah, and that's at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, and by the way, that is a big time national television game, FS1. So,
and again, and not to be a dick about it, but again, Arizona State lost the only game that they've played, BYU.
Yeah.
On the road, and they look terrible doing it.
Yeah.
They look like trash. Now, much to their credit, or I don't know, on the plus side for them this weekend,
the silver lining.
The Rose Bowl is not Lavelle Edwards Stadium. The Rose Bowl is not a home field advantage.
Yeah.
So I look at Arizona State. I would imagine that's a pretty competitive game. I think UCLA is the best team in the conference. I think UCLA is going to win that by 10 points.
Okay.
And so my feeling is that that's where some of the, you know, the air comes out of the balloon. Because if ASU loses to UCLA this weekend, I think you're.
I just don't. This is a 2-team conference right now.
And that's essentially what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think it's 2 teams and everybody else, and those 2 teams are Oregon and UCLA, and they're going to battle it out this year.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the North is incredibly disappointing, mainly because Washington's not impressive. I mean, I think Jimmy Lake is on a very short leash. I mean, their wins
they're bad.
Their wins are Cal, Arkansas State, and their losses are at Michigan and Montana. I mean,
Montana, dude.
Montana.
What? Like, come on.
And Michigan has been less than impressive. You know, like I look at I still believe in Utah. I'm the one guy in the state of Utah who believes in Utah.
What does that mean exactly? You believe in them? So
I think they can win. I think they can win just about every game left on their schedule. They're going to be in every game left on their schedule. They're not getting blown out.
Yeah, we'll see.
You know, I mean, at SC a week from.
Yeah, you got a bye week this week. You know,
that's a big one, and they're better than USC.
Yeah.
If Keaton Slovis is going to turn the ball over.
Yeah, if Keaton's playing, they're better than SC. If Jackson Dart's playing, they're not better than SC, in my opinion. But we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Utah has a very tough road to hoe. I mean, when you're at SC, you've got UCLA, and then the good news is UCLA and Oregon are both at Rice-Eccles Stadium. So
right, yeah.
You know, that helps. That's one of the best home field advantages in football. So we'll see. I don't know. You know, if my feet are to the fire, I'm going UCLA 1, Oregon 2, ASU 3.
Yeah. It's everybody else after that.
Utah 4.
Yeah.
And probably SC 5. Probably SC 5.
Yeah.
But how do you put SC over Oregon State? I don't know.
Yeah, by record you can't, but I'm just telling you guys, man. I can't believe I'm a Jackson Dart believer, and you know I'm all about him. But like at the end of the day, I'm just going off of what I've seen, and what I've seen is the kid came in and took him down the field, brought him back into a game, and ended up winning that game. So like I just say like this is a quarterback issue at SC right now. So put the right guy on the field, and you'll win ball games. It's that simple. So that's why I say SC is definitely a better team than Oregon State, provided they have the right quarterback playing football.
Man, I have a crazy headache right now.
Okay. Do we need some Advil?
No. We'll see, I guess. I don't know. We'll live. I've only got, probably 40 minutes left of this show. Tanner Plummer, who's playing a victim, says, so let's say BYU is undefeated and blows out Utah State and Boise. By the time the playoff committee releases their rankings, will they screw BYU like last year and poke holes in their schedule? I don't know. Everybody hates BYU. Nobody wants to see them succeed. I mean, nobody likes.
Well, it's just a bunch of damn Mormons.
Nobody likes
obviously.
the church.
Come on.
Okay, you know what? Just put on your magic underpants and drink your non-caffeinated beverage, Tanner, and we'll figure out what happens.
Yeah.
Like that's
You
the
guys ever want kick it, we'll flow.
Like that's the victim mentality that drives me crazy at BYU. Win your games and everything else will handle itself.
Yeah.
Here's the truth. You lost to Coastal Carolina last year in a COVID year. It was not a normal year, right? But you gained a lot of respect. Zach went number 2 in the draft. Okay, life is good. So now you're 4-0. You've got a real quarterback problem in that you have 2 guys who clearly are number 1s. Like you've got depth. You've got your 2 best defensive linemen coming back to kick the crap out of Utah State this weekend.
Got a bunch of wide receivers who are ready. Tight ends.
Enjoy. The thing I don't understand about BYU fans, and I'm not trying to be a jerk about this, why can't you enjoy it?
And it's going to go into crisis lockdown mode here at the house.
This is like guilt sex. Okay, once you decide to have sex, pound box, bro. Enjoy it. Enjoy every minute of it. And then when she shows up on your porch with a positive test, you're going to be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But man, the sex was good. How do you think you got here? Anyway, my point is, I'm kidding. But it's true. Why can you not enjoy? Why can you not enjoy being 4-0? I don't understand it. You're 4-0 and you've got 3 really good wins. Why not just bask in that glory?
God bless.
Right? Just enjoy that. But no, we can't do it.
Can't do it,
no,
bro. No.
No, everybody hates the church. I have to tithe too much of my money, so I hate the church. Like, good. You know, I can't bring chicks up to my dorm room. Like just stop. Jeremy Bolton says, "Oh, I've been totally enjoying the ride. Last year and this year have been the funnest times watching BYU football in years. In years.
Yeah.
In years."